This video is brought to you by Bloomer Productions.
Y'all, welcome back to Homestead Ranch. So I'm inside, and if you can see here, I was going to film with you guys outside, but look at my view here. It's just, the house is nothing but windows. Don't be looking at that fake horse over there. I wanted a horse for Christmas, and I knew I wasn't getting one, but I just kept on and on and on about a horse with my husband and my parents, and so I got that baby pony horse over there, and my mother and father thought that was just so hilarious. So anyways, the reason I'm showing you this, if I can go back, my view is just stunning. That mountain, I was sitting here and I was getting ready to go out, and in fact I did go out, and the mountain just got gray. Smoke billowing in. I have never in all my days seen people burn like they've been burning this year, and we've been in a drought condition. I think it finally lifted, but last year we were in an extreme drought in this county because we didn't have rain from May until September, except one time. That was terrible. That's one reason I didn't film with you guys, and I had, so much going on. But anyways, so this year everybody's burning, and I'm all cool with it, to burn and whatever, but it's hard filming in that. So, and I get a headache in it, and I love the smell of it. I love a wood burning fireplace. I love that it just smells old timey to me. I love it, but something that this is not a brush fire people are burning. These are acres. I don't know if it's timber companies. I don't know. There's people buying up land around us right and left from everywhere, and it's crazy. Times are changing, so I guess people are liking to burn out their woods. I don't know. Every day it worries me that it's going to get out of hand. I don't know. Actually on the road, it did get out of hand a month ago, crossed into a neighbor's yard and everything else. So anyways, moving on along. I'm glad I'm up here on this hill. I hope it don't get to me. So I asked you guys for help on seed companies. I have used one seed company. Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you. I've used M.I. Gardner with no trouble whatsoever until the past 2 years. I don't know if it's me or what. I'm not bashing the company. I will still order from them, but I want to branch out and try something different as well. No, I have no qualms with them because it's $2 a seed packet, okay? Most companies that you're going to find is a lot steeper than that. Some are not. Some are only $1 more, but if you're wanting to try and experiment, to me, that's the place to go, unless you're using dollar store seeds like Dollar Tree, which I have had no trouble with those either, okay? But I just wanted to try something different this year. I have also used Baker Creek. Baker Creek, let me tell you, when I first started, Baker Creek sent me some seeds, and I filmed those seeds and planting those in my garden. Everybody loves Baker Creek. Baker Creek, I was a nobody. I didn't even have 1,000 subscribers, and they sent me just a huge box full of seeds. That, guys, I know it's promotion for their channel or their company, but they did right by me. Like, that was extremely nice. You don't see a lot of people doing that, okay? And in fact, I reached out to a company in North Carolina the other day and didn't even hear back from them, emailed them. So, I've got to take up for Baker Creek on that, and I've had no trouble with their stuff. I just want something different, okay? I want something Southern adapted, just very off the wall or either for the South, one of the two, okay? So I just wanted to branch out. Y'all recommended Botanical Interest. You recommended Hoss. You recommended Territorial Seeds. I think it was Territorial. Several other places. If you have any other seed company you'd like me to try, and I'm asking for your help, let me know, okay? The two that I have whittled down to, Hoss and Urban Farmer. The reason being is I've been looking up heat-tolerant fall crops varieties, okay? I have never had success with a fall garden except collard greens, turnip greens, mustard greens. That's it. I can't get cabbage to grow in the fall here in central Alabama. I can't get beets to grow. I can't get carrots to grow. I can't get anything to grow when it's supposed to grow, okay? And I just want to try it again this year. Now, I grew all of that last spring, 2024, extremely early. I planted everything either direct sowed or from transplants in February. I started cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower. If you hear something, it's chicks in the kitchen, they're hatching. I started all three of those the week of Thanksgiving, 2023, and transplanted those February the 15th of 2024. It took that long. The house was colder. I keep my house on 62 in the winter. and still use gas logs and whatnot. So the temp is going up, and I keep the curtains open in the winter and try to get everything brightened up, and I just like a bright house. But it takes me longer than what they say for my transplants to grow. So that's why I'm ordering now for fall crops, because I need to get this stuff out in July, a lot of it. So what I have here is Clyde's garden planter. I ordered this from Will Height Seed. I've used them with no trouble. And it's a reversible thing. You can find Clyde's garden planter at multiple places, I believe. But it's got, you look at your average first fall frost date and then your last spring frost date, and you can adjust it, okay, depending on where you are and what crop it is and blah, blah, blah. And it tells you when to transplant, all that other stuff. I don't really go by that. I kind of use it, kind of don't, okay? I do like on the side, it says what crops are compatible with what over here, okay? So my first frost date is October the 28th, so I'm going to put it between the 25th and November the 1st, right there. So LP means last planting. If I'm looking at cabbage from transplants, the last planting should be July the 26th here, okay? It takes cabbage a while. So I need to be planting in July. I can plant lettuce and stuff all the way up until September, but I need to go on and order this stuff so I can be starting it from transplants in May to have it ready for July and have it hardened off and all this other stuff and be able to deal with Alabama 100-degree temps this summer. I'm going to have to really harden this stuff off. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to do cabbage, broccoli, beets, carrots, lettuce, maybe Swiss chard. I do not have any of that, okay? I've got beets. I can get that from the feed store. The rest of the stuff like cabbage and all you get from transplants at the feed store, but a lot of times they don't have that in July, okay? And collard greens, I'm going to do that this year. I might do turnips and mustard. I don't know. I didn't grow that last year. I don't know. It's a great soil amendment either way, but I'm planning on planting this garden out here, the one I show you over and over, right there, in summer crops this week, and then turn around and flip it for fall crops in July. We'll see if that works. And I did get my, hold up. I did get this today from Johnny Selected Seeds. This is my Bloody Butcher corn. It's going right out there. Yes, it is. 4 rows of this stuff, and I'm going to plant it out there. For 1,000 seeds, it was $19.95 plus shipping. And the seeds per pound is 1,500. So it's less than a pound, okay? It's expensive. It's expensive. This is Bloody Butcher dent corn. This is for cornmeal. Look at the current, y'all, it is beautiful, okay? So this is going to have to dry out there, so I've got to take that into consideration as well. Probably be able to till up half of this for a fall garden while this is still drying, okay? Anyways, I want to show you guys that. Okay, so the 2 companies that I decided to go with, Hoss Tools, I'm going to use them. They're in Georgia. They're known for Southern seeds. I said earlier on a video, a lot of people do Hoss stuff, and I didn't want to feel like I was copying, okay? So I never ordered from them, and I just didn't. I always just stuck with MI Gardener. But I'm going to try that for this fall crop, and I'm going to use Urban Farmer. So if y'all have any other place, recommend it below. And I'm going to tell you my varieties and why I picked it. I have not placed the orders yet. So if you have anything else from Hoss Tools that you like, as far as seeds or Urban Farmer, let me know, okay? Because Hoss, I'm not far from free shipping. So y'all help me out, okay? Tell me what kind of plants you like or seed starting. Okay. So from Hoss, we'll start with them. I have ordered, or I'm going to order, the Top Bunch 2.0 hybrid collards. Now, I have grown Georgia collards. I don't know. No. Vates or Vates collards. That's what I've grown before. That was my first year gardening. They did well. They're frost tolerant. You can harvest the leaves as needed and go back, okay? That's what I like about collards. And as far as turnip greens, I don't eat the turnips. Mustard greens, I don't care for, okay? Turnip greens I like the best, but it's like a one and done. You don't really harvest those in succession, or you just go out there, get them all, and be done. And what I don't like about turnip and mustard green leaves, mustard greens more so, is the rain or even watering them with a hose, sprinkler, whatever you're using, unless you're using drip tape, something from the bottom, dirt splashes up. Even it still will rain on them, okay? And dirt will splash up. It gets up in the leaves, and mustard is so crinkly and small that it's hard to get them clean, okay? It just takes a lot of washings, and mustard is so bitter to me. I don't mind. I'll eat it, but I'd rather have the collards. Collards are my thing. I love them raw. I love them sauteed. I just like collards better. So we are growing Top Bunch 2.0 hybrid collards. It was a pack of 200 seeds. And the reason I picked these, it says early maturing, fast regrowth. When you harvest them, get a leaf at the time or a couple of leaves, and they are heat tolerant. That's the main thing, heat tolerant. It's been a long time since I've done collard transplants, so I'm going to have to see when to start those, and that's not on the Clyde's garden planner, so I'm going to have to go back and see that when I need to transplant those here. I've never had luck with the fall garden, so I just gave up. Okay, we can grow turnips and mustard here. That's it. So, but we're going to do it this year. Okay, next from Hoss Tools, I'm going to order the Green Magic broccoli. That's a F1 hybrid. It's 100 seeds. Heat tolerant. You're going to notice that with everything I've picked, because in July and August here and September, it's 90 degrees at least every day. If it's raining like a swamp, it might hit 80 something. Okay, but otherwise it's 90 degrees daily, and the lows are like 75. So it's going to have to be heat tolerant. Heat tolerant, good for late spring crops, early fall, and it's slow to bolt. The Green Magic broccoli, F1. Okay, so that's 2 things from Hoss. 3, just on a whim, just because I wanted to try it. Purple Magic hybrid broccoli. It's 100 seeds. It's purple and tolerant to heat and stress. Usually the red or the purple stuff in varieties, to me, I have trouble with it, okay? Even the red lettuce is slow. It seems to do okay in the heat. I will say that, but it's slow. Now, why do I want it? Because it's off the wall, and stuff with more color has more antioxidants, okay? It's known for that, and I just want it. It's healthier. So that's why I picked that. Next, carrots. I've never grown carrots, maybe a few, period. That's it. I'm not the carrot guru. We're going to grow those. The Carota carrots. Now, Deep South Homestead that I follow, I don't watch them a lot anymore. In fact, I haven't watched them in months, but I've always recommended Deep South Homestead. That's who I really watch to get started. I think Danny with them plants the Carotas. They're short, stocky carrots. They're not a long, beautiful, long carrot that you imagine. They're kind of short and fat. They're shorter. They grow in rocky and clay soil. So that's why they're short. They're not long and blah, blah, blah. 750 seeds to a pack. Next, I got the Envy hybrid carrot. 10 to 12 inches, and it says it grows in clay. I want the long, regular Easter-looking carrots, okay? I did not grow those in my spring garden last year, so take of it what you will. Next, Orange Blaze carrot. High yields, it says, multiple soil conditions, 750 seeds. And one more from Hoss Tool, the Cherokee lettuce. I've never heard of that before. That's something different, and it's purple. Heat tolerant goes from green to purple. So everything here is heat tolerant. Heat tolerant are good for clay soil, okay? Which I don't really have to have that because I'm using my compost bed and whatnot that's just loose. The problem with it is it dries out so quick in the heat. I can't keep it moist enough because it's just so loose. So that's probably where I'll be planting the carrots. Okay, so if you have any suggestions on anything from Hoss Tools, let me know so I can get free shipping and get this card on up. They did not have that much for lettuce. I will say they didn't. They just didn't. I grew Bull's Blood beets last year and Detroit Dark Red. Those come from the feed store. They did fine. I've never been able to grow a beet before, but they did last year in February here. Harvested those in very late April, early May. That's what screwed me up last year. I didn't plant until so late, and I'm already pushing it now because we're supposed to be like 85 in 2 days. But the low was 44 this morning, so it's just crazy. Okay, Urban Farmer. Everything here I got for heat or either because it was off the wall, okay? So I looked up the best cabbage to grow in the heat since I'm putting this out in July. And apparently in Florida, everybody likes a variety called Bravo and Bronco. I cannot find that, but I did find Bravo F1 cabbage. I'm assuming it's very close. $2.50 a pack. I looked this up, and it's heat tolerant. It says it's a rugged hybrid that produces well in southern winters, and it's a blue-green cabbage. Bravo F1 from Urban Farmer. Okay, next from Urban Farmer, Blue Lagoon. It's an F1 hybrid, $4 for a pack. It says it's early. I'm looking for early stuff. I don't want it late. I want it to go on and do, that way I can have my garden done. And it's a blue cabbage, Blue Lagoon. Okay, next. This one was known for heat resistance. Green Boy F1 cabbage, $4 a pack. It's a mid-season variety, so it will do well in the heat. And it is resistant to Fusarium wilt yellowing. So the cabbages that I grew last spring, the cores were on some tending to get yellow. I grew Danish ballhead. I grew, I can't remember which was which. Charleston Wakefield cabbage. One of these were like cylindrical cones. I hated that cabbage. It was pointless. It was nothing but a core. There was not a big head to it. I did not like that. All of these have regular round heads. I'm not into the cylindrical cone cabbage. There's no point in that to me. Okay, number 4, Red Jewel cabbage. I grew Red Acre last year. It did well, but it took forever. If anything's red, I'm telling you, it takes longer than something green. I don't know what it is. $4 a piece, and it's early maturing. That's why I picked Red Jewel. I'm doing a lot of cabbages this year, guys. I'm hoping this whole thing will be cabbage out here, if it'll withstand the deer. Number 5, All Seasons cabbage. Heat resistant, resistant to yellowing, $3 a pack. That's probably the most recommended one I saw. That, Bravo and Bronco, and Green Boy. Next, that's all the cabbages I'm getting. Godzilla F1 broccoli. So I grew Waltham 29 broccoli last year from M.I. Gardner. It did great. I have no trouble with it. I love the fresh broccoli. The problem is with the broccoli, you don't get a lot of harvest, okay? I'm just saying, and you can go back and look at the videos. Mine were huge. It's just like, in these little side shoots they talk about, it may be that big, okay? It's not, it's like that whole plant, you're getting one good big head off of it. That's it. It's just not a lot. But it doesn't take up a lot of space in your garden either, and you can use the broccoli leaves. I washed those, shredded them up, whatever for stir fry. I've still got bukus of those frozen in the deep freezer. I just want broccoli to fresh eat. It was $4 a pack, and it's known for being huge. Godzilla F1. The next broccoli, Gypsy F1 hybrid, $4, warmer growing zones. That's why I picked it. Okay, and then 3 more carrot varieties, just because I wanted to. Black Nebula carrot, $4. M.I. Gardner has this, but I think they're sold out, so it's my fault. Number 9, Purple Sun, and that's $6. And these are supposed to be like almost black, but like a deep royal purple. And then the Dragon carrot is purple on the outside, kind of orange on the inside, $3. So I'm still wanting to do Swiss chard, lettuce, and beets. I've grown Swiss chard once. I was not too awfully impressed, but you know, your taste changes. So that's what I wanted to grow this year. And if you have any fall varieties, let me know, especially from those 2 companies or any other companies you can recommend. That's what I'm planning on growing. I need to order tomatillos. Somebody wanted to see me do that. Japanese yard-long cucumber. I need to order that and put it in my fall garden so you guys can see it. I'm trying to think what else. We're growing Blue Lake bush beans for you guys. And I think that was all the requests. Carrots. And hopefully with all these, I can get some carrots to grow. Our feed store, I don't think carries carrots. A lot of people around here don't grow carrots. They just don't. Cauliflower, I could grow. I don't like cauliflower. Yuck. Yuck. I can't. I tried. I may be growing it next year by the acreful. I don't know, but I didn't like it. And I've eaten it before, but I'm going to be honest. It almost tasted better from the store. And I will never say that on anything, but I guess because it was so pungent and so fresh out in the garden, it was just like, it tasted like paint thinner to me. And don't ever drink paint thinner. But it was just terrible. And it took forever. You'll get broccoli a month before cauliflower. And it's just not, I'm just not all about that in a bag of chips. But y'all may love it. I don't know. Radishes, maybe. I'll get those from M.I. Gardner closer to time. That's probably it. But I want collards this year, big time. Okay, guys, if you can think of anything else, let me know. There's my seed list. I'm going to get back to my iced coffee here and wait for the smoke to pass and go back out with the chickens. We'll see you next time on Homestead Ranch.